Happy Monday, everybody. It's time for another SideKick Power Hour, and I'm your host, Joshua R. Pangborn. Welcome to SideKick Power Hour, home of Sidekick Productions and all the things that we do to bring a little bit of queer, fat positive, sex positive stuff to the world. Mostly through film and television, but also through books, because don't forget, I put out a book this year. It's another Monday night. It is our second Monday night in December. So I am thrilled to be here with all of you. The year is just flying right by, and I'm having it though. It's nice. I'm loving the lights coming up everywhere. If you've never been to New York City in the holiday season, it's probably my favorite time in New York City because I love the lights. I love the potential for snow, although we don't usually get a lot of it. I love the coolness in the air because it gets very hot and humid during the summer in New York. So there's a lot to love in New York in December, and it's the time when people seem to be the nicest, which is very important, I think, to happen during the holidays, but all times of the year. But New York is not known for its niceness; it's known for its authenticity and grittiness, I suppose. Good evening to you as well, Bacha Bear. It's great to see you. I had a great weekend. I hope you did too. My weekend was filled with a photo shoot because we did a photo shoot for The Contract, which is our next feature film. Um, I can't wait for you to see these photos. They are full of the cast, and I think you're going to be really, really pleased with what we're doing. A lot of us are acting in roles that are very different than what we typically act in, and we're going to be doing some really fun and, dare I say, erotic stuff. Don't forget that The Contract is a gothic erotic horror story, so those are the buzzwords I guess you should pay attention to. And if you are able to, we still have a few days left in our fundraiser for The Contract. So please go to thecontractfilm.com. We really need your support to get the funds we need to make this movie. We have about 16 days left, and we're only about 17% so funded. So I know there's a long way to go, but every dollar counts. And regardless of what happens, we do keep all of the money that we earn. So this isn't Kickstarter, this is Indiegogo, which means that if you donate to us, we will get the money regardless of whether or not we get all of the goal that we had set for ourselves or not. So, if you have time, go to thecontractfilm.com and please help us make our next feature. It would be really, 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 really nice to be able to bring this third feature film from Sidekick Productions to all of you. But what I'm excited for tonight is our first feature film features the music of our special guest. I have, in fact, used two songs from the band New Weirdos for my two feature films, one for Brooklyn Butcher and one for A Taste of Youth. And I am really, really, really psyched to introduce you to James from the New Weirdos. Before I do that, I'm going to show you a clip from A Taste of Youth. It is the clip from A Taste of Youth which has James's song in it. I will. No one has seen this clip before, unless you've been to the only screening we've had of A Taste of Youth. So this is pretty exciting. I am going to play it for you now, and I'll stop talking. So everyone, enjoy.
Dear. Well, I just can't believe it. 46 years old. You don't look a day over 40. I remember my 46th birthday, and it seemed the very next day my eyes started to go, and then I couldn't drink milk, and then my
Kel's over there. Excuse me.
popped out. It was really
Excuse me.
awesome.
All right, we talked about the decorations.
Relax, it's a party. Who doesn't love a party, right?
So whose brilliant idea was this? All right, well, whoever it was, thank you. I really needed this.
Happy birthday, Daddy!
Oh, God, can you not call me that? You're 6 months older than me.
I look way younger than you.
I'm sorry, you can't be a personal trainer.
Okay. Well, I am, so.
I just mean, well, look at you.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean. You do realize you can be healthy at any size, right?
But people actually pay you to What, make them look like you?
To be happy and healthy.
Just saying, I'd probably ask for my money back if I showed up and met you.
That's okay. You need to work with someone that you feel comfortable with. For the record, I'd probably pass you up as a client.
Maury's hot, right? He was born the same day I graduated college.
Oh,
God.
Dude, where'd you even find him?
Well, my guess is a daycare.
No, literally.
No. Met him at work.
No, that's Velda's nephew.
What?
I thought he looked familiar.
That's a little risky. Dating the boss's nephew?
What can I say? I like a little risk in my life.
Touche.
Also, what are you doing here?
I invited him. You know, if some of us had some friends, I wouldn't have to pad the guest list.
Stop. Your brother's actually really popular at the gym.
Oh, is he? A nice daddy like that?
Hey, Hilario, why don't you just go and check on dinner, okay? So the rest of us don't starve to death.
And your brother doesn't have to kill you.
No fun. Anyway, want to help?
Oh, I better go rescue Maury from the lesbians.
He's hornier than a spring breaker these days.
Teo? What's wrong?
It's just, he's dating someone half his age. I mean, can you imagine how much sex they're having?
Okay, you cannot be upset for people wanting you because you are a hot daddy bear, and then turn around and lust after someone just because he's 20?
Yes, again, it's called being complex.
Well, let's just add another layer of complexity then. What if they're not having sex at all? I mean, you know, a lot of couples can have a strong foundation not based on sex.
No, not normal ones. Shit, I'm sorry, Calvin.
All
I did
right,
not
are
mean
we
us.
ready for dinner?
It's fine. Let's just...
It's work. Yeah, hello?
That was a clip from A Taste of Youth, and that was one of the party scenes that we have. But underneath that was a wonderful song, and I'm going to bring in the one of the members of the band that played that for us. Please welcome James from New Weirdos.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. How are you tonight, James?
I'm doing all right. Just made dinner, made a pork loin, and it turned out okay. A little dry.
A pork loin. I love pork loins. We don't get them enough up here in New York.
Actually, yeah, no, it was. I think I got it at Costco. Oh, Charles is in the chat. Charles is the bassist in my band.
Oh, hello, Charles. Thanks for the song. It was wonderful.
Yep. So yeah.
So tell us about that song, James, first.
About that song, about Refill. Refill. It's. I wrote that song. It was during the pandemic. It was in 2020, and it was very much about like missing people. It's not necessarily a romantic song, you know. It could be about missing a friend, and it's about. So I kind of had that feeling of deep longing, and I just made this song. I had the riff, and it kind of came from there, and it's turned out really good. I think I'm really proud of the production. Of course, my friend Greg is Greg Hendler is the producer. He's great, and of course, and my bandmates Matt at the time and Chris Kingsbury on lead guitar, and of course Charles on bass. So it just really proud of how it came out, and I'm flattered that you chose this song to be in your movie.
I think that the song is fabulous. It was an obvious choice for me from the beginning when I heard it that we had to put it in the movie somewhere because I felt like a lot of the themes and the song itself just fit with a lot of the movie, and we needed a song to sort of play over the entire length of that party sequence, and that song fit perfectly. It was like it was designed for the scene. So
it needed a song that was, I think it was 2 minutes 53 seconds.
Yep.
Charles is by the way, Charles in the chat, he works on film crews here in Atlanta.
Oh, very nice.
So he's so when he says the scene looks great, he means it, you know.
I appreciate that, Charles. We're very proud of this movie. It was our first feature film, and we wanted to feature a soundtrack of all all queer or mostly queer created songs, and that was one of the things that Nakia, when he was music supervisor, was really passionate about doing. And we heard your song. You came to us and said, "Hey, we've got songs," and I said, "Perfect, let's hear them." And I really liked a bunch of them, and so much so that I used another one in another movie because I was like, I need to use this movie song in something too. Um, so James, let's backtrack a little bit, and why don't you tell us about yourself a little bit?
Okay. Well, I am James. I've been making music. It's been something I've just done for really since high school. It's just something that I think a lot of people, a lot of kids kind of start bands and or try and start bands and want to join bands when they're in high school, and they just pick up an instrument, and sometimes they start recording. And I'm just one of those people that did that and just never really stopped. I never really. I eventually, got a day job. I'm an engineer by day, but I've continued making music for really the past 20 years, and I'd say, and I'm a multi instrumentalist. I play keys and also guitar. The guitar has really come along really in this past year. Um, but I'm also the lead singer and the main songwriter of my band New Weirdos, which has been sort of going since I want to say 2016 because the members have kind of come and gone, and there's sort of a and the pandemic kind of made a big split there. Um, and our band, as it currently is a four-piece band. Well, we're trying out a new drummer at our next show, um, but it's myself, Charles on bass, and our friend Chris on lead guitar. Um, and I'd say, I've been, I've been making music for a good while. And I'd tell people this because the music came first, even before I realized that I was gay. So I think some of there's kind of a transition where I kind of slowly turn up the gay in my content and in my music. And But I always try to kind of and be honest about my experiences, and slowly I've kind of gained more of a following in that area. I've only recently sort of started branching in and started courting being not just and sort of exploring, trying to get more gay fans, and and kind of explore that side of things, which was not always easy for myself because I grew up in a pretty I would say sheltered environment. I was raised Catholic.
Join the club. So was I.
uh, oh yes.
Where did you grow up? What state?
I grew up here in Georgia. I grew up in Peachtree City. Um, Both of my parents are from Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I have so I have kind of like the Louisiana thing going too. My mom grew up in New Orleans. I'd say, um, uh, so actually, I studied music at LSU in Baton Rouge. Um, that was, and I did that for 4 years, and I kind of graduated. It was in the middle of the recession. I had this studio job, absolutely hated it. Couldn't, and I just thought, screw the music industry. I'm gonna do something else. So I went back to school and started studying engineering, but I guess the music thing never quite left.
It never does. When you're an artist, it doesn't leave you.
Yeah, so it's kind of the thing where, and I guess that's might be where I'm getting somewhere as an artist is that I just kept pushing beyond the point where once you're past the point where it's like, oh, this thing is gonna make it's like some people think they're gonna get like money from their music or like super famous or or they're gonna get laid, and when those things don't prove out to pan out, then they quit. And I just didn't. I just kept going. Not that those things are my main motivators,
No, of course, yeah.
I just
They're
I
always nice incentives, though.
they are nice incentives, yeah. But yeah, I just kind of thing, and I guess that's part of it. It's just kept going.
So the band's name, New Weirdos, is that did you come up with the name or did somebody else?
I came
What's
up
the
with the
name?
name. So actually, before it was New Weirdos, it was James Hunter USA. And because actually there's another James Hunter out there who's more famous than me, and who's English.
I've never heard of him, so it doesn't matter. So
yeah, well, screw him. So so I kind of put in the USA to sort of differentiate it. But I got word that some people were wondering if I was kind of jingoistic and like that, and I or right winger, and I'm definitely not. So they kind of the urge, but I kind of wanted to keep it, but then it was my friend, my bandmate at the time, Go Cool, who's kind of telling me that I should change the name, and we actually have the song "New Weirdos" written, and there's kind of the things like, why don't we just be New Weirdos? And this was before the pandemic, so I did this whole like big plan for 2020 that it was gonna that was gonna be our year, and so we put out some singles as New Weirdos, but I kind of botched the transfer because I like started a new Instagram account instead of just changing the name of my old Instagram account, which was dumb. So yeah, it was kind of a thing. And actually there was a point where I actually thought about it. It's like, all right, I'm gonna flip a coin. One side, I don't remember which side, but it was one side. If one side it was, I was just gonna revert to James Hunter USA and do that, and the other side I was gonna continue as New Weirdos, and New Weirdos won. So it was literally a coin. So because of that coin flip, that's why we're New Weirdos today, and I don't really regret it. It's kind of a catchy name. I like it. So,
I think it's fun.
And also it's just kind of about it's celebrating how the fact that there's always going to be new weirdos. You have to get used to you might have to get people have to get used to the weirdos that are here, but also new ones. Because that's kind of, and we are very much about being your true individual self, and flying your free flag. Don't fly it at half mast.
Well, I am all about flying your freak flag and being proud of it. So I think that's why I was so drawn to your music. I think. Do you all tour at all, or do you just play locally?
We've played a few shows out of town. We played in Athens a couple times this year. We do want to tour more. We do want to play out more. We'd love to go out and play in New York. It's kind of do like a East Coast leg. That's always been kind of the talks of. It's always the booking is the hard part.
You should. Have you ever reached out to Rock Bar?
Rock Bar? I have not reached out to Rock Bar. Did they? I thought that was just I think I've been there before when I was in New York in 2017. I didn't know I didn't know they had shows there. I just thought
they do. Tom Goss plays there all the time. and they have a stage and they do shows there. Absolutely.
Okay.
You should totally do that. It's not a massive venue, but it's a venue in the
Yeah,
city.
yeah, yeah, that'd be cool. We'd be down to do that. I'll reach out to Rock Bar, I guess.
I know I would be there watching, so
Heck yes. Heck yes, I'd love to see you there. Um, so yeah, that's what. But yeah, that's where the name New Weirdos came from. And what if you listen to the song, it's about the people who are category other.
I like that.
Circle E for none of the above. Those are words in the song. So,
That's so much fun. That's a great
so,
reason to call yourself that.
huh?
That's a great reason to call yourself that.
Yeah. So it's so that's kind of where we are. And we've been kind of slowly climbing up. It was last year that I kind of decided, I'm going to reach out. I found the Bear World magazine playlist, and it was run by Homer Mars. So, and I think that's one of the big things that kind of encouraged me to start moving in that direction.
Mhm.
To start, and the fact that he run that, and so I did like an interview with Bear World, and I did and my songs have been on the playlist a bunch of times, and we actually got to, I don't know if part of that, but last year we got to open for Man on Man at
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
and that was at the Masquerade. That was a lot of fun. This summer, we got to open for Z Machine and Bentley Robles. That was amazing. If y'all have never heard Z Machine, his music is incredible. He should be as big as Chapel Run, in my opinion.
For sure. Z was a guest on the show a couple years ago at this point.
Nice. Yeah. But yeah, Z's Z and I have kind of struck up a friendship. So we've so yeah, and so he played here in town. He was opening for Geordie Music, and I got to see him again here in Atlanta. So yeah, I think that there's a so yeah, and I'll say that Atlanta itself is of course people are going to be like, oh, you're in a red state, but Atlanta is a very very gay friendly city. It's and the music scene is very queer and very fun.
No, there's a lot of lovely people in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
One of the people that I'm working with on a collaboration for the contract to raise some funds is based out of Atlanta.
Christian, right?
Yep,
Yep. I know him. He's wonderful.
he's lovely. He's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful supporter of the community. So, Nikia is in the comments, and he has a comment about Rock Bar. So this might be helpful for you.
Yeah, it says Rock Bar is not the best room for full bands. That's good to know. They do have a stage and a PA, not much more than that. That might be an issue because we like our monitors. Charles likes his own vocal be blasting in his face. So
Well, I'm sure Z or Nikia, if you reach out to him, can give you suggestions for New York venues. I am not the best person for that kind of thing because I don't know the music side of it. I just know, oh, there's a stage. Ah,
that's
fabulous.
That's cool though. But yeah, the stage is the start. But yeah, so I want to say
Charles, I think, agrees with you. So
yeah. So
well,
yeah,
that's cool. You guys you're all blowing up nicely. Then I mean, you're opening up for some of these bands. That's really cool.
we're trying to get more. Trying to go for more. Like I've been messaging the Masquerade, trying to get the opening slot for one of my favorite bands, Thus Love, and they are like mostly trans band from Vermont, and they make incredible music that you should hear. They're some of my favorite guitar tones. So so yeah, so we're still trying to uh, push that angle, and we're hoping that that can be kind of our foot in the door for other, and we can support other queer acts here in Atlanta, and maybe try and get abroad as well. But yeah, I think. But yeah, we're trying to play out more. We're trying to and you can see Charles's Charles. But it is kind of an investment, especially full
It
band.
is.
So we gotta
Yeah.
we're 4 people, so it's it's so 4 people and that much gear that has to travel in a van and such, or some people that can so it's
So
kind
you're
of.
a band, don't you have a bus? I thought all bands had buses and they just travel with the bus. So
We don't have a bus. I have a Kia Soul, which is
I know nothing about cars, so that could be the size of a Matchbox car, or it could be the size of a limousine. I have no idea what a Kia Soul is.
well they're kind of a very compact SUV that is that I very much like. They're roomy on the inside,
But not good for 4 people traveling with their instruments.
definitely good for traveling for 4 people, but 4 people plus gear, not that makes it a little tough.
That would be tough for sure.
Right. So, but definitely we want to try and make it happen. I might have to see if I can find a van somewhere, something beat up or
But you're
something.
right. It's so expensive to travel and do the things you have to do nowadays to differentiate yourself. Because I've been looking at the same thing with my movies. I'm like, I need to go to different cities and do showcases of them, because that's how people will notice what we're doing, and it's very much not easy. So, oh, Christian's in
Yeah.
the comments too. Oh, Kia Soul is the official bear car, he says.
It is the official bear car, and that's because it's very comfortable on the it's very roomy on the inside for larger gentlemen like myself. And the back seats too, because when I was testing out cars, I made sure to make sure I was comfortable in the back seat as well.
Well, you always you need room in every seat in the car for when you're a larger fella. So
That's
or lady, or anything that you identify as. So.
exactly. So yes, the Kia Soul is the official bear car for sure.
I hope they get licensing or something for
Yeah.
Bearwolf magazine to do that. So
Yeah, Kia, sponsor us. We'll promote your
Kia, we want to promote you.
Kia, give us money.
Please. That's all. We don't need much money, just enough.
Right.
So what would you say are some of your musical influences?
Growing up, I was big in kind of a lot of the classic rock. I think my some of my earliest influences were Weezer, the Blue Album, and REM, because my parents, when they were kind of moving out of Louisiana and they were trying to get into living in Atlanta, they kind of decided to get into the Georgia thing, so they listened to REM. And so REM is kind of a big influence. I really got into the Beatles and Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, kind of your Pink Floyd, your classic. Radiohead actually was a big one. Your classic influences, and the Beach Boys are a very big influence on me. So that really, that kind of, a lot of that sort of was a big part of my songwriting. Through the years, I'd say that at some point I got into heavy metal, so I got into really heavy guitars, and I like the combination. And like Weezer, I love the combination of really heavy guitars with kind of pop influenced songwriting, which is I think the kind of that combo has always been really nice. I love kind of 60s psychedelic pop a lot. Um, I listen to a lot of stuff. I'd say that I'm still mostly like an indie rock guy.
Mhm.
And let's see sometimes I tell people that my music is kind of like Elvis Costello meets Weezer, but produced by Todd Rundgren. That's how I've described it for a while. I'd say, but I love a lot of so I think a lot of I'm big on just kind of big guitar riffs but also I love the electric piano a lot. So
Mhm.
that's big for a lot. That's present on a lot of our music. So there's kind of that touch of sweetness with the big as well as the big guitar.
And you play the keys, right? You said?
I do play the keys. Yeah, I play this. I don't have it turned on right now, but I just play this little keyboard, little Reface CP. This is great instrument, by the way. But do not. But I digress because do not get me started talking about gear. I will unless you want this to be 4 hours long because yeah, that's kind of the hip keys. That's what Charles calls the. I actually had a little keytar. It was actually I don't know what it is right now because it broke, but it was actually a Guitar Hero 3 controller, a Rock Band controller for keys, and it was but it actually had a real MIDI out, so I just connected it to a synth module and I
Oh,
played
cool.
a little guitar controller.
That makes me think of like Gem and the Holograms. I
Gem
feel
and the
like that's
Holograms. I think I've heard of Gem and the Holograms, but I can't. I've heard the name. Can't place it. But yeah.
I worry I might be far too old to with my references for you. So
I love a lot of old music. So.
no, Gem and the Holograms is an old cartoon, so it's
Cool. I'll have to check it out.
I know that there was like a guitar that was also a keyboard that they played in
A
it.
guitar that's also a keyboard. Okay, I might have to get some. I might have to get some like that because I'm oftentimes playing live. I'm trying to hold down rhythm guitar, but also hit some keys with my right hand.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm kind of doing double duty. I'm thinking about getting like a full time keyboardist to help me.
So when you perform, when you're doing a live show, are you singing and playing keys and guitar all at the same time?
Sometimes yes.
That's
Yeah,
in,
one
I
time
mean, I understand because I like to say I wear a lot of hats as well when I'm making a movie, but that's a lot for a live show. That's a lot.
It is quite a bit, and I don't know. Maybe it's kind of part of the charm is that I'm able to kind of multitask. I've had to learn how to multitask a lot. I'm
I've also seen on your Instagram you have some fun costumes you wear for the shows. So
yeah, I do have like a bear onesie that I've worn. Might have to break that out uh, because it's winter time. Break them out of hibernation. Um, I've uh, I've worn like a leather vest. I think I wore that at Z Machine. That was um that was fun. I kind of and at some point last year I kind of started showing some skin. It was very freeing, because part of me was always very insecure as a big fat guy that I wasn't, that kind of like I need to hide this. But at some point, it's kind of like fuck it, I'm not fooling anyone. Here it is, and that was very. And I don't know if I'm supposed to curse on this show.
it's okay. You can curse. It's fine.
All right, but yeah, I kind of started like it was very. I actually the first time I was like I decided to kind of wear an open shirt at shows. I didn't actually tell my bandmates. I just because I was had the bear onesie on for like most of the day for most of the show, and then like take pictures and such. But then like right before we started, I took off the bear onesie and I just had like an open red like Hawaiian shirt with palm trees on it,
Mhm.
and I played the show and it was great. and so yeah, this is I kind of and the pictures I posted to Instagram got a great response, and so that kind of and I think that's when things on Instagram started to trend upwards,
Mhm.
and I started kind of getting more more attract attracting more bear followers, So and so yeah, I've kind of continued that and trying to strike a balance where there's some a little thirst, because I'm not the first musician to use sex appeal, but I'm also not trying to make that the main focus,
Mhm.
because I do like to have that fun. I personally enjoy it, but also I want folks to you know also go to our Spotify and check our music out, and check out our Instagram at New Weirdos. And I don't know if I could plug all the things right now.
You
Charles,
should plug them all as many times as possible. So,
Charles, you know what to do. Start putting those links in the chat. Um,
but I know what you mean. It's hard to walk that line between using sex appeal, but also losing the focus on the work that you're trying to create and making sure that people actually return for the work that you're creating. Because we use sex appeal, of course, in Sidekick Productions, and we want people to enjoy what they're looking at, but we also want them to enjoy the movies that we're making too. It's tough. It's a tough act to balance.
right. Yeah, I like the yeah. So I like the scene that you played my song over, where the guy's talking to the fitness instructor and saying, like how can you and you can be healthy any size. I mean, the guy he was talking to looked pretty fit to me.
He
Uh,
is, but he's also not the typical gym trainer you'd find in a Hollywood movie, for example.
yeah, in a Hollywood movie, yeah, it would be like super shredded. But yeah, that's kind of um, but yeah, I also I go to the gym. I lift as part, so I identify with as someone who likes to be active, but also a fat guy who doesn't want to um is that because I have tell people like you could be being fat not necessarily unhealthy.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I have to yeah sometimes like being unhealthy is unhealthy. So check your blood pressure and blood sugar and all that such. But yeah, health at any size.
That's one of the things that we try to promote here, and I think that's great when we can find artists who do the same thing as much as possible.
Yeah, I was thinking about making a shirt at some point. I know shirts are, but I wanted to make a shirt that says "I support fat artists."
I would totally get that shirt. That's an awesome shirt idea.
Yeah, because I was thinking, yeah, because I feel like sometimes it's fun to kind of have something that just tells everyone where you stand,
Mhm.
Um, and
That's exactly what we do. That's why I always say because I got very nervous at first when they're like, "What kind of movies do you make?" And I would be like, "Well, we're a queer, fat positive, sex positive production company." But I would get nervous sometimes when I was in non-queer audiences or not around people who were in the Barrel Chub community. But then as I started going to more festivals, I'm like, "This is who we are. I want to own it and embrace it." So when they're like, "Tell us about your company, Sidekick Productions," I'm like, well, we're a queer, fat positive, sex positive production company, and we're the queer fat people here. So, and then the
excellent.
audience is all like, "Oh, yay, yay!" And
Exactly, yeah. And the reaction as I've kind of started as a musician, started to be more out. I definitely everyone in town was super cool about it, and all my musicians friends were all very supportive. Bandmates were, and when I told my bandmates that we were playing, we're going to be covered in Bear World magazine, they were all like, "Oh, that's cool." My bandmates, my Charles and Chris are both straight dudes, but they've always been super down with whatever I'm doing. So I'm down.
That's awesome.
Um,
There are some good straight people out there. We're happy to
there
have
are
them,
some good
so.
straight people out there. I know.
We have a couple associated with us, but we need more. So good straight people, come out and find us and tell us.
For sure, yes. Yeah. So so yeah, it's kind of so that's where we are. We coming up if you so yes, coming up we are going to release 4 new songs this year. Our goal is to release 1 song every month because I've got a bunch of songs written that I really
That's
need to
amazing.
get recorded. But yeah, our first song of this series, we've got 4 kind of recorded and lined up, and it's going to be, the first one is called Nights of Fun, and it's going to be out on January 3rd. It's kind of a ballad, very personal, but yeah, it's kind of and I really can't wait for you to. I think you'll really like it. Really excited to share that. And if you follow us, there's a link to pre-save it on Spotify. And I'm not trying to be too like promotion-y, call to action-y, but
No, be that way. Make everyone. I will be that way for you.
All
Everyone
right,
go to
yes.
Spotify and pre-save this song for
Yeah,
January 3rd when it comes out.
Yes, so so if you follow us on Instagram, you may have seen my character Jimmy Sexloaf, the CEO of New Weird Industries, and we've got more of those videos that they've gotten a great reception. Jimmy Sexloaf is kind of my because as I like kind of like having to do the promotion stuff, I've always kind of dreaded it. So I feel like I had to dissociate the dissociate myself from the promotion-y aspect. So I created a character who would be super aggressive with that stuff for me. So yeah,
That's such a great idea. Because I mean, I think a lot of indie artists are the same way. We're all like, we don't want to bother you. We don't want to tell you about our songs because we don't want to stress you out or irritate you with all these. But no, I'm so happy when people do that. But I love how you solved that problem because it's very hard to promote yourself.
it is because oftentimes like there's just so much stuff out there that sometimes it's like, oh, you should check out this, even if it's not like your own thing. It's like, oh, you should check out this TV show. It's like, why'd you tell me that? Now it's like, I'm just going to add that to the other weight of all the other TV shows that I absolutely need to stop what I'm doing right now and go watch. No, it's like, give me a break from all this stuff. But so yeah, I just, but if you wanna support queer rock and roll, then and support us on the cruel algorithms of Spotify, then sharing that stuff and pre-saving and adding to playlists is.
And where can we find you on Instagram?
We are our handle is at New Weirdos. That's no space, just straight up New Weirdos. We have in our bio, we have a link. In our bio, there's a link tree that's going to have all our links. That's where you can do the pre-save. That's where you can read our Bear World magazine interview. That's where you can read. So that's where you can find us on TikTok, on YouTube, our YouTube videos. which we're going to do more of. There might be something coming up, a little Christmas themed thing coming up. Wink,
Well,
wink.
yeah, Charles just said there's a Christmas surprise on Spotify before January.
Yes. And yeah, pre-saving the song will also automatically follow us on Spotify, which we could definitely use some more Spotify followers. There's so yeah, if there's a so yeah, we got as they say, big things coming.
That's so cool.
So yeah, sounding like I'm in an interview. It's like
No. You're here telling us. I'm fascinated. I mean, I was a huge fan of your music from when I first heard it to bring it onto the movies. So I'm loving learning more about you because we haven't had a chance to really chat at all, and this is a really great chance for me to hear more about you. And we have a very similar outlook on many things, I think. And I was able to find the clip of the other movie that I did with your song. So this is a shorter clip, everybody, from the Brooklyn Butcher. We only used a small part of it because it was supposed to be a song that was being listened to in the radio in the shower. So we have a quick scene right here with a really fun song. I will play it right now for both of us to listen to, and all of you to watch. If you have not seen the Brooklyn Butcher yet, this is what you're missing out on. I will play it though first.
Did you need something?
Are you home alone?
No, my boyfriend just went in the shower. Why? What's wrong?
Right. I'm sorry to disturb you, Mr.
Give it a second.
Jeffries.
Mr. Jeffries. I'm Officer Howard. I'm afraid there's been a murder in the building.
You miss alive, but there's nothing I can do, man. Fear and love have the same address. They walk side by side.
City of Millions? Huh?
Oh, come here. What happened? How long would he have been there?
Nice. It's good visual there. I like it.
Who doesn't love a good visual to go in the shower? So
yeah.
I really love Mr. Radishka. I think it's such a fun song. So
thank you very much. That was I'm happy. I like that one too. We played it a lot on our sets. It's kind of one of those songs. I call them the ass kickers, because I like to write kind of slower songs that are more melancholy and such too. But on live setting, you gotta have your ass kickers. Songs that just go. And so yeah, our next batch of songs is gonna have a couple real ass kickers. So please stay tuned. The EP, by the way, is called "The Couch Is Calling Me," and
I like that.
Yeah, you'll hear why eventually. And it's so yeah, we're really looking forward to them. They sound amazing. We kind of have the masters, and the hardest part is just sitting on my hands and not just showing everyone. It's just sending it out to everyone I know right now. Just shoving my phone in people's ears. Listen to this. Because
I hear you. It's very, very hard when you've got something that you're so proud of and you want to just get it out there, but it's like, no, we have to do it the right way. But
yeah,
it's like curses.
Yep. So yes, I have to hold it together somehow. But yeah, so that's what you have to look forward to. So yeah, this is how is it? So
do you have any merch or anything? Do you have shirts and things?
We do have shirts. That's a good question. We do have some shirts. You know what? I'm gonna pull them down real quick. They're in a box. I have to get like a box on top of the box off.
I'd love to see one. I haven't seen one of your shirts yet. So.
Oh, well, all right. Give me a second.
No problem. I will sit here and chat with everybody and say hello. I will use this moment to remind everybody to go to contractfilm.com and donate to our next movie because I really want your help to make this movie happen. I also hope to use another new Weirdo song in this movie, so it would be good for both of us, James and me, if you make it happen. So Go to thecontractfilm.com and see what you can do. We have got 16 days left, and we could use your help. And I think James has found the shirt, so I can stop talking now about my movie.
All right. So yeah, we have I think it's a good call to kind of clear out our inventory. We have this shirt, which is our logo.
Oh, nice.
Green on a black shirt. So
I like that green.
Huh?
I like that green color.
Yeah, I really like this one. I like the kind of simplicity of the logo. It's actually kind of based on one of our singles, the new Weirdos single. There's another one where it's just a different color combo. It's yellow and blue.
Nice.
And this is the Summer Dream edition of the shirt, which is our single Summer Dream, which is actually our biggest, has the most plays of any of our songs on Spotify now.
Oh, awesome.
And we have this shirt here. This is the possum shirt. It's made by a friend of Charles's, the design, who is a furry artist. So and she made it. It's a possum.
That's super cute.
Yes. Yes. So if you want one of these shirts, let me know. You could drop into our DMs and slide into our DMs. You can say what kind of shirt it is. If you happen to live in Metro Atlanta, and then you can just pick it up locally for $25. And if you live elsewhere, you need shipping, just slap on an extra $7 for shipping, and for $32 you can have a shirt. But you should first donate to the contract to make sure that you get this man can keep making independent queer movies.
I love this mutually beneficial relationship we've developed, James. It's wonderful. So
yes.
Well, James, we're just about out of time. Is there anything else you would like to share with everybody? What I know you've got some songs coming out next year, every month, you said.
Yes.
So we should pre-save those on Spotify. Anything else we should be looking for you?
We will have a little Christmas song and video coming out very soon.
Awesome.
It's a little Christmas ditty I wrote, and we got it. I got to play it and kind of live in the studio. That was a lot of fun. I nailed it on the first take, as Charles can attest.
One take wonder.
I did not nail it on the first take.
We never do, so that's
yeah.
Anybody who says they do is usually a liar. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It was great, and it was so I got to but yeah, I got to play on a real Rhodes electric piano, which is really fun. And our producer's fantastic, Golden Year guys. So yeah, you'll be hearing that soon. We'll be someone says hi. Tuong, I might not be pronouncing correctly, but Tuong Lang Tai.
Hello to you as well.
I'm going to say hi as well. Hi from Atlanta, Georgia, in the U.S.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We're just about to wrap up, but the good news is when this is done, you can watch it from the beginning if you have not seen it from the beginning. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see. What else do we have? Actually, yeah, I think we're about to run out of time. But Instagram, hit me up on Instagram at New Weirdos.
That's the answer then. Everybody go to New Weirdos.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles has one more thing to say.
Yeah, it's when we finally had that was something that happened. We had been doing take after take. I was getting frustrated, kind of getting stuck at this point. At that point, this point at that point, and then but yeah, we had a halfway decent take, and Greg came in. It's like something happened, and that take was no good. So you have to do it again. And I just bust out laughing. It was, I just, but it completely changed. It completely lightened up the mood. I was like, oh, okay, this is just silly now. But then I was able to, like get back into it, and I think like the second or third take after that was the one. So yeah, you'll be hearing that soon. Yeah, Charles has a good question. Where can we watch the full movie?
That's a great question, Charles. Well, the next time anybody can watch the full film of A Taste of Youth, you can go to Providence, because that is our next screening. I am going to Providence on Wednesday, December 18th to watch A Taste of Youth and do our Providence world premiere. Or Providence premiere, it's not a world premiere. Our Providence premiere of A Taste of Youth. It's not streaming anywhere yet, but once Nikki and I talk about Blu-ray options and everything, we will hopefully have some announcements about where you can get Blu-rays for the movie. So fingers crossed, that will be coming soon. And then you'll be able to watch that scene over and over again and hear the new Weirdos sing their song in the background. Or just go to Spotify and hear that song as well. So
Sure. I'm just going to feature reference. It's just New Weirdos, no the.
Sorry, no the. Just New Weirdos.
Oh, it's happened a lot. Like, it was on a first time I got a song on a radio. They said the New Weirdos. I was like, but yeah, but yeah, we are. So yeah, check us out. And
well, I am so grateful that you were here tonight, James. It was really lovely to meet you and talk to you. We've chatted a little bit. I guess I have to quickly answer this question. Yes, there is a project in process for us. We are making The Contract, which is our next feature film. And if you want to help us, you can go to thecontractfilm.com. I'll say that one more time for everybody because it's very important. Go to thecontractfilm.com so we can make our movie.
Do it.
Thank you so much for watching tonight, James. I hope to chat with you more, and I can't wait for the new music, and I can't wait to talk to you about other possible ways we can collaborate. So
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I'd love to do this again sometime. And we'll be putting out lots of music this year. So yeah.
All right. Well, have a great night, everyone. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you all next Monday. Have a happy. Nothing's happening this week, so just have a good week, everybody. Bye.
And that's the tea.